What's going on, everyone? My name's Infinite, and now that you've picked up Resistance Pack number 1, you might be wondering where you can get your hands on these weapons and their attachments, as well as their appropriate ammo types. So today I've put together a video on what machines you want to farm in order to pick these weapons up, as well as their attachments, and then some tips and tricks on how to get a ton of their ammunition so that you can use them freely and as much as you want to. These weapons are incredibly powerful at their 5 crown level, so you'll want to get your hands on their maximum level, as well as a lot of ammunition, because the bow actually uses a lot, surprisingly, and also uses a lot of crafting materials in order to craft it. Same with the FlameThrower, but not quite as much as the bow itself. Just like all of our weapon packs in the past, all of these drops are RNG drops, random number generated drops, from the machines that will appear in their loot table. There is no set spawn location for any of these weapons, but you'll get 3 crown versions of them and their attachments, as well as a nice little dump of their ammunition in your plundra upon purchasing the pack. The easiest weapon to obtain from the pack is the Pitchfork. The Pitchfork will drop as a part of the hunter's loot pool, and you can get this from any hunter of any class, but the higher the class, the higher the crown level. So the hunters that you really want to go for are Phoenix and above in order to obtain that 5 crown Pitchfork. Personally, I find the best hunters to farm are set-piece hunters, and you can find them pretty abundantly across the map, but Himfell Island is always going to wind up being one of your best bets when it comes to farming any sort of weapons. Next up, we have the FlameThrower, as well as its corresponding attachments, and you can find those off of tanks. This one can be kind of rare to drop, but again, it's RNG, so it's all luck-based, but patience and persistence is the name of the game with any sort of weapon farming here in Generation 0. And then that leaves, last but not least, the Resistance Heavy Bow, and you can get that as well as its scope attachment from Harvesters. Now, for farming the ammunition types, you're able to get arrows from toolboxes, backpacks, as well as suitcases, and as well in toolboxes you're able to find the scope attachments for the bow too. Arrows can be very costly on both wood and steel, so you'll want to farm locations like the Bjornad Hotel regularly in order to keep your arrows supplied and stocked up. And then for napalm, you can find this inside of toolboxes. I'm not too sure who needs napalm on their everyday tool basis, but I'm not going to complain. Though with napalm, I find it's more efficient to actually just craft this ammunition source instead of trying to farm large amounts of it. Just like with all ammunition types that come to us in the form of these DLC packs, we're able to craft these up at our crafting bench in order to utilize them even further. Now, when it comes to crafting these ammunition types, I find that crafting the arrows can be worth your time, but again, you'll want to farm those up as well, especially because the flare arrows can be kind of a bit of a pain to craft if you don't regularly farm flares. But on the other hand, the napalm fuel is very much worth your time to craft. It creates 500 fuel every craft, and that will actually last you quite a bit. You do like 4 crafts and you're good to go for like a day or 2 of flamethrowing. But explosive arrows are a very cheap craft, and you don't farm very much of them when you go out into the world to gather them, so craft a ton of these. So there we go, my dudes. The weapon pack is out now and should be available in your respectable stores for Generation 0. As well, my review on this pack should already be out at this point in time, so if you haven't yet, go check it out. This is a really, really awesome pack. It brings a ton of unique things to the table that we haven't seen in Generation 0 yet, so really, please go off and check out that review so you can see whether or not this pack is for you or not. But for now, happy farming, best of luck to you dudes, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.